Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. My name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the month of February 2025, and I will start off with the meaning of this month in general when it comes to the astrology. And then I will dive into each and every single sign. And I recommend you to watch your sun sign and your rising sign. But before we start, if you like meditation, if you like doing a hypnosis, if you want to do prayer or breath work, there's a really cool platform, a really cool app. It's called Aura. And I'm doing a collaboration with them, and you're gonna get 25% off on your first year with a subscription with them. So you can check my description box below if you would be interested, and you can sign up through the link and get a 25% discount. So that's quite nice, right? So let's move forward to the astrology, because February is going to be a quite special month. And the big tension that was going on in January and December is going to be a bit, it's going to be a bit better, right? We're going to have quite some planets direct now. So we have Jupiter going direct on the 3rd of February. Uranus went direct by the end of January. So there's a little bit more action going on. We still have Mars retrograde up until the end of February, up until the 23rd. And then by the 28th of February, we're going to have Venus stationing retrograde in the sign of Aries. And it's going to stay there until the 14th of April. And I would say wait until after April to launch new projects. So completely new projects I'm talking about, especially related to money, related to beauty, related to any type of relationship, love, and money. It's not the best time. So the same with investments and things like that. Wait a little bit longer. This is the time for creating, preparation, without showing it to the world. And if you're already in a full-time job, or if you already have a running business, it could be that you're going to go back to a project and say like, hey, I've done something really cool there. Why didn't I finish it? So now that could be a time you finish and launch that. So it's more about going to the past. Same with clients, okay? Then at the beginning of the month, very, very special alignment, because we're going to have Neptune, Venus, and the North Node in Pisces all together. And those three planets are going to be together more or less up to the 8th of February. And this is great for spiritual growth, for creativity, because Neptune is the planet of spirituality, basically. Having a connection with the divine and also artistic expression through this connection. So if you meditate, you're going to have a lot of amazing ideas. So do this meditation, or do your walk in the nature if you don't like meditation, or whatever you can do to keep your mind at rest. There can be some really great ideas that are going to come to the forefront. And the North Node is something related to your destiny, right? It's a uncomfortable pull towards something that is completely new. So you might feel like this is this something I want to do? And you're not fully sure, but you know you have to do it. And what I almost want to call this video is that this month, or this year even, it's not time to believe and feel with the mind, right? To read everything. I need proof. I need everything on paper. Show me the proof and the that and that and that. No, that's the South Node in Virgo. Now we're going to, I feel this. I'm going to do this because I feel it. I'm going to believe this because I feel it. And I'm going to believe in myself because I feel it. So you're going to have to feel more from the heart. And that's why there could be a massive spiritual awakening happening if you're open to that. and you will not get an awakening when your soul isn't ready. So if you feel like that's not something for me, then don't worry. It won't happen until it's the right time. And when it does happen, you will know, because, you know, there's going to be all kinds of upgrades happening, and you will see that some visions will broaden, okay? You're going to have not just two eyes, there's going to be the third eye, and it's going to show you a lot more, and it makes you more creative, more poetic. It's an actual very beautiful process, but it's important to awaken when you're ready and not push it and force it with shortcuts, because that sometimes can lead to the more negative side. So if you do it gradually, it's like with everything in life, right? If we're trying to do something too quick, make money too quick, do this too quick, skipping steps is never a good thing. So I always say, take your time, work on it bit by bit, and we're never finished learning. So yeah, it's a very spiritual month. So very beautiful. If you're in art, creativity, you're gonna have so many amazing ideas. And even, you know, any type of job, you need some form of creativity. So that's definitely gonna help. At the same time, it could dissolve some money. Like that could be the shadow side there, because Neptune does dissolve planets and Venus is there. So be aware what you're spending it to. And also Neptune, the shadow side, could be substance abuse. So if you're want to have this connection, right, it's better to do it the natural way, because right now the planets are very sensitive to have an addiction or to escape the world as it is, right? Because so many things are happening and people are trying to escape it. And Pisces is very much related to, I want to escape the world, I want to feel good, and I don't want to deal with all the other things. So make sure that you find the right balance, because we also have so little Earth this month. There's so little grounding. The only planet we have is Uranus. And then I'm jumping on to the next thing, which is going to be the full moon in Leo, which will happen on the 12th of February. And it will happen at 24 degrees and 6 minutes. Okay, so if you have any planets in Aquarius or Leo around 24 degrees, you're going to be quite impacted by this full moon. And this full moon is in a square, so a T-square with Uranus, and also it's in a square with Mercury. And this means everything unexpected. So without fear-mongering or things like that, just make sure you're informed on earthquakes, okay? Because this can happen with this kind of aspect. And you know, I'm more focused on astrology for individuals, more so than doing weekly predictions, okay? There was a very difficult element that have caused like fires, like Pluto in air, in an opposition with Mars retrograde in Leo and then in Cancer, right? There could be fire. And then also when it comes to planes, Pluto in an air sign with Mars, and it blows. So yeah, this is very, very sad. And the astrology was very tough. This time it won't be as tough. It's just be a little bit cautious, like read a little bit where you are and be very safe, okay? Because I care about my viewers, so I want you to be fully prepared. But other things that could happen, because Uranus deals with the internet, so there could be some kind of power outage, like with electricity, and then the internet, there could be no internet for a while, or some, yeah, electricity goes off. So just be aware with that. Could be very local as well. Mars is in a square with Chiron, and this has been happening for a while. And it's like we want to move forward, and maybe you have so many ideas because we have so many creative aspects and things you want to do. But Mars retrograde is like, not yet, not yet. take it slow, don't go too quick, go back. Did you close everything down? Did you finish up everything before you're moving forward? Because maybe you missed some details over there. Maybe you need to take some action on things from the past, right? And in my case, I have Mars retrograde transiting my 8th house, and there's been so many papers and things that went wrong. I need a new accountant. But yeah, that's been going on, and it's been causing a lot of things. So this is a really good example for Mars retrograde transiting the 8th house, bringing back a lot of papers. And yeah, because I didn't tell all of you, and I will tell the full story in another video. But yeah, we unfortunately had to move 2 months ago already. From our retreat center that we invested in. It was unfortunately not what we hoped for. And we rented it first. Thank God we rented it. And we had to go through some legal stuff. So I wasn't able to really talk about it yet, but we are totally okay. I'm back working online, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm gonna just take all the lessons and see the positive side of it all. But yeah, I will explain it another time. But really good example of Mars retrograde, and this could happen in each of the houses. I made a video, and you can check out more specifically what it means. Mars is also in a trine with Saturn. Saturn is retrograde, direct in the sign of Pisces as well. This has been taking off layers, subconscious layers. So people are on a global level are healing massively. And with Mars there, it takes you even more back because it's Mars retrograde. So it's like looking within and cleaning up what needs to go. And it's not just stuff from this lifetime, it's also stuff from like past lifetimes. So there's a big cleanup happening, and this can be actually quite positive. Then we also have a new moon, and we're gonna have a huge alignment in Pisces. Okay, we're gonna have lots of planets in Pisces. We're gonna have a new moon on the 27th of February, and it's gonna be 9 degrees and 40 minutes. And this new moon is actually, it's quite a good one. Okay, it's a very creative one, a very spiritual one. We have Neptune at 28 degrees together with the North Node, so it's going to be very strong. There's very little earth and a lot of water. And water, you know, is emotions, going with the flow, not trying to control anything. Mercury is in a beautiful sextile with Uranus, so lots of ideas coming up. Intuitive insights. You might suddenly have this like aha moment, things you want to do. Beautiful time for yoga, swimming, taking a bath. It's a really good time. If you are into manifestation, it's also a good time because water keeps memory. It stores memories. So if that stores memories, you can also shift it and change it by changing the vibration of the water. You can heal the traumas that are stored. So this is going to be a beautiful opportunity to do that. Venus in the sign of Aries is about to station retrograde, but not yet. Next day. It's in a sextile with Jupiter. So amazing opportunities. You're going to feel more of a boost towards what it is that you want to do. You're going to have more faith in your creative abilities, right? And even at the beginning of the month, we're going to have, so up until more or less the 8th, they're going to be a trine with the sun, with Jupiter and with Mercury. So this month is full of creative ideas. I really like it, right? Only time that is a bit shaky would be the full moon. Everything else, it's gonna be very healing. You have a massive chance of healing a lot of things and becoming at peace with the past and closing down certain cycles and working behind the scenes on some new things that you can do. So, and also by the time of this new moon, Mars is going to be direct. So yeah, that's really, it's a very, very special month, okay? I wrote down a month of awakening. It's gonna be a smokescreen of illusion. So the North Node can create some illusions sometimes, and together with Neptune, it could be that some pink colored glasses or things are not as they seem to be. So there could be something that is not clear, but by the time Saturn is gonna conjunct Neptune, which is gonna happen in about a month or so, 1 or 2 months, it's gonna conjunct, and Saturn is gonna bring the reality to Neptune. So the truth will come out. So even though something feels off, you always know by intuition, but the truth will come out when those two are going into a conjunction. Okay, I think I'm ready to go to all the signs. Let's go. Okay, so Aries. If there's one sign that's going through an awakening right now, I would say it's you, especially Aries rising, Aries ascendant. You have so many planets in your 12th house, especially by the end of the month. So I would say up until the 18th is more of a month where you're going to be a bit more outgoing. You want to meet friends. Although there are going to be some lessons with friends. So there could be some reality check happening with friends. This could be related to jealousy or betrayal. And this will transform you. So you will see, you will respect the friends that are good for you. And you will also look at people differently that maybe you thought were your true friends. So there is a massive transformation happening with your friends, and also there could be some urge within you to stand up for communities. So maybe you feel like, I really don't like what is happening here, and you want to stand up for certain communities. So there's gonna be some kind of hero waking up within you, or heroine, and you want to protest, or you want to stand up for a certain minority group, okay? And also with Pisces in the 12th house there, with the North Node, Neptune, you know, maybe you want to do some voluntary work. There's something in you that's like, I want to help and I want to be of service. There's just a lot of planets, especially this new moon is going to highlight your spiritual side. So you're going to be super creative, but you probably want to be spending more time alone by the end of the month. You don't want to see too many people. And if you're going to go on a trip, because you do have Jupiter in the 3rd house and it makes a beautiful aspect with Venus. So maybe you're going to travel to do a retreat, or you're going to travel by yourself and close your eyes and to just love the environment. It's going to be like a spiritual trip for you. So creating behind the scenes, that's all very good. And up until the 23rd, Mars was retrograde in the 4th house. And now it's going to station direct. So any issues with the house, with family, is going to, I wouldn't say it's going to be completely dissolved, but it's going to be a lot better. And there will be a lot less conflicts there, okay? But you have a massive opportunity to create, and it's a good thing to maybe not talk to too many people about it. This is a little bit of a secret thing that you're working on. Okay. Recognition, reward for merit. So I almost feel by not showing yourself too much, and you do have Venus in the 1st house, okay? And it will station retrograde by the end of the month in your sign. So you're really gonna revise your self-love, like what is important to you, but your reward is coming, okay? And it might even just come through like a spiritual awakening or a spiritual creative surge, where you're gonna have a lot of beautiful ideas. You see, you're on the road to success. So even though it doesn't seem like there is any reward yet, it's gonna come at the right time, okay? It's gonna come at the right time. Reconciliation. So you might meet someone from the past that could give you some new opportunities or gives you an opportunity to close the situation, because sometimes we have to close the situation to really reopen a new phase in your life. So that's my message for you. Yeah, I didn't discuss the full moon, so I'm gonna do that. I'm a bit scattered. Anyways, yeah, so the full moon in Leo that will be on the 12th of February will be in your 5th house, okay? So this is about your hobbies, your creativity, and watch out for unexpected expenditures on children or on romantic date. That's gonna cost a little bit more than you thought it would, okay? So that could be an energy for this full moon for you. Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, and Rising. Jupiter is stationing direct in your 2nd house of self-worth and money. So this is great, okay? This is activating your money house. So time for you to make money. Your 10th house, right, in Aquarius season up until the 18th, you're gonna be focused on work, and there are massive transformations happening regarding to your work, especially if Pluto is already in your 10th house. So a big change in your work. You could be doing one thing and now you're in a completely different career. And this full moon in Leo could even make you move, or you're gonna change place for a job. It could be a temporary project that you're gonna have to kind of move for or change your direction for. So it doesn't even need to be your location, but there could be a big change of direction for you. Like, you know, we have this job offer, but you need to come here. So it's quite massive. For some of you, it could be true family members that this job could be offered. Then we have this new moon in Pisces and the North Node and Neptune in the 11th house. So you might feel maybe you're feeling it, your new community. So you're on the outlook for a new community. You might be giving workshops, attending some workshops, but you're gonna find a community that is in a spiritual alignment with you. So you're looking for people for the long term, but also people that are spiritually aligned with where you're at in your life. It's gonna be very important for you. And you might just meet some new people around this day. Mars retrograde is gonna be over by the end of the month, and it was in the 3rd house, so up until the 23rd, watch communication, because that could be a little shifty, or some clashes with siblings that could happen with Mars retrograde. I'm getting obstacles to overcome. So there are sometimes gonna be some little bumps in the road where you're gonna feel like, you know, am I on the right track? Am I doing the right thing? Because Saturn is there in the 11th house, but also the North Node and all the good planets. So it's kind of a weird situation where you're like, maybe I don't want to meet so many people. I prefer to be behind the scenes, but in order to my job, I need to be out there. So, and connect with others. Persevere and you will overcome your problems. That's insane. We have obstacles to overcome. And here it's like persevere and you will overcome your problems. So you just have to keep going. Keep going. South Node is out of Libra of the 6th house. So this is wonderful. We're now being a bit more outgoing. Whereas before you were more focused on doing things behind the scenes. But you're ready to show yourself a bit more, Taurus. Venus is stationing retrograde by the 28th in your 12th house. So past loves coming back, past life loves coming back. See if this is good karma or bad karma, because with the 12th house, you don't always know, okay? You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So yeah, there could be a feeling of, I would like to have maybe it all, or I would like to have this, or I would like to have that. And this lack, you're kind of gonna work towards. But money is something that you can go for, but you're preparing. There's gonna be a plan, because with Mars retrograde and Venus retrograde, it's not this time to go really full on yet, okay? But you're making great progress. And if you're already building something, you can just continue. If it's something completely new, I would wait until after 14th of April. That would be my recommendation. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, my amazing Taurus, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So very lovely, because this month, after the 3rd of February, Jupiter will be stationing direct, and it's gonna make a beautiful sextile by the end of the month with Venus, and this is creating a boost. You're gonna feel supported, so maybe you're gonna get some support from your friends. A lot of you Geminis are thinking about taking a new direction, and with Saturn in the 10th house, it might have felt like career or this thing that I want to do feels heavy, but this month you're gonna get some more insights and some more support, okay? We have a full moon on the 12th, which is going to be in your 3rd house. So some of you are gonna go on a trip. Just be very careful, okay? Because it's in a square with Uranus, so you could be a bit restless. There could be some difficulty sleeping around this day. And if you're gonna go on a trip, make sure that everything is well planned. Also with a study, maybe some kind of study could make you stay up a long time, or maybe you're reading into something and you're feeling a bit restless, like keep thinking about it and how to improve, okay? So a lot of you are, I'm getting pleasure with a close friend. Well, we do have Venus in the 11th house. By the end of the month, Venus is stationing retrograde in the 11th house, so just be aware if this is something long-term or is it fun. I'm not gonna judge. I'm not here to judge anyone. People need to, this is one thing that is really important that I have noticed on my journey, is that it's so easy to judge people. And, I've done that a lot. I'm still working on that, but it's actually, you need to let people free to make their own decisions. And even though it's a wrong decision, they need to learn that lesson. Their soul chose to experience that, to learn. And we never know when we're gonna be in a situation where actually you're gonna be there and you're gonna do the exact same thing or even worse. So you don't know what people are going through. So some of you need to hear that. I don't know why I was saying this. Seek out information that will help you. Okay, so you're doing a lot of research, and up until the 23rd of February, Mars is going to be retrograde. So in the house of money. So be aware with your money a little bit, or, there could be some unexpected expenditures that that makes you a bit worried or angry, but it's gonna work out, especially after the 23rd. It's gonna flow more easily. Vacation. Yeah, some of you are going on a vacation. Could be going for work even, because there is a massive emphasis on work. So maybe it's a workation. You're working online from somewhere, or you're going to go to a conference or like a networking, or you're going to go somewhere for work. Some of you. Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Geminis. I'm wishing you an amazing month. If you are, by the way, in spiritual pursuits, or you're in a spiritual healer, or in a creative job, there are gonna be a lot of opportunities or some kind of breakthrough that can happen. So keep your eyes open your hearts, because true intuitive insights, there are going to be a lot of information coming through. So thank you so much for watching, Gemini. I super appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have this Aquarius season in your 8th house. And with Pluto there, it was really time for you to look at your papers. Some of you have been going through like a court case, but there's a massive transformation happening for you that is taking off a lot of layers, a lot of cycles that needed to go right now are making space. And with Jupiter now direct in the 12th house, you are you're really able to connect with your divine or your higher self. And also for some of you, if you're into channeling writing, this is a good way for you to write down your thoughts and to see where you're at. Okay, there's a lot of water, so there are gonna be a lot of placements that are gonna boost your ascendant or your sun or your moon. And we're gonna have this new moon in Pisces on the 27th at 9 degrees. So if you have a 9-degree sun, moon, and rising, that's gonna really boost your planet, and you're gonna have massive ideas. 9th house is traveling, so some of you are gonna go on a trip, and this trip can be quite transformational. Okay. And I kind of skipped this full moon in Leo because I'm too excited about this new moon in Pisces. But there is also going to be a full moon in Leo. And this will be in your 2nd house. And it's going to be in a square with Uranus in the 11th. So make sure that you don't spend money on courses that maybe you're going to be a bit disappointed about. Wait until after to see if that's still something you want to do. So there could be some reckless spending on workshops or friends, even like going out with friends, or, you know, they're saying like, oh, I want to go here, and that's not actually something you want to do. So make sure that you do something that is according to your heart. Okay. Mars is stationing direct on the 23rd of February, giving you a lot more energy. So this weird I'm gonna run around, but I feel like I'm running backwards. It's gonna be over after the 23rd. But then we're gonna have Venus in your 10th house stationing retrograde. So it's really about going back to some old projects, and especially if you're in a money business or you're in art, is going back and see if you can finish something that maybe one day you want to release, or one day you want to publish. This also has to do with how you value yourself in your work. So do you love your job? Is this something that is according to your heart, or are you just doing it for the money? So these questions might be coming up as well, Cancer. Let me give you a card. Okay. Pay attention to your health. So some of you pay attention to your health. It could have to do with some headaches, some stress from work. You need to rest a lot, okay? Especially with Mars retrograde, like rest when you don't, you know, when your body is telling you to. Financial pinch. So there could be some financial benefits coming your way. And this could have to do with this new optimism that you're creating. You're going to have this optimism like, wait a minute, I can go after the things that I want to do. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. And you know what? With Jupiter in the 12th house, you are protected. They very often say if you have Jupiter in the 12th house, because the 12th house can also be related to enemies, right? And these are very often people from past lives that are coming back. And you're like, why? Like, why? I don't know why you're doing this. Like, I have never done anything to you. This is usually someone that is setting the record straight, and they don't even know why they are doing it. They're doing it because it's something karmic that is coming back, okay? But Jupiter there is protecting you and definitely giving you the benefit of the situation. You will be shown the way. Look at that. You're gonna be so intuitive this month. You're just gonna feel it because you're really good at feeling things. So for you, it's easy when there's so much water. You're gonna easily go with the flow. This month is not about planning. It's about feeling and following that feeling, that intuition. So yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Cancers, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we're starting off with Aquarius season in your 7th house. And we have a full moon in the sign of Leo at 24 degrees. So check if you have 24 degrees Sun, Moon, or Rising. You will be especially impacted by this full moon. And this has to do with your relationship. So there could be something with work that might disrupt your relationship. So this could be, I don't know, Valentine is quite close because it's going to be on the 12th of February. So make sure that you finish your work and you don't get like some unexpected request just before Valentine's. And you know what? Some people celebrate Valentine's with their loved one, you know, with their romantic partner, but there are also people who celebrate Valentine with their best friends, right? I don't feel like you should limit Valentine's Day to just romantic love. It's just a day in a year. I think it's important to celebrate your loved ones, which actually we should do every year or every day, I'm sorry. But yeah, there is this, there could be some disruption with work. So just keep an eye on that around the 12th. And also with a business partner. So if you have a business partner, because Pluto now is in the 7th house, okay? So Leos, you've been going through a massive transformation. For some of you in romantic relationships or in business partnerships. And this has to do with power and control. So some people that you're going to meet that want to collaborate with you or that want a relationship with you, they could be there to control. So make sure that you have good boundaries and that you can really distinguish the person that is genuine from the person that is coming in and trying to control. This is very important. Then we have this new one in Pisces by the end of the month on the 27th of February in your 8th house. And there could be some resolution coming in for you, Leo, when it comes to some court case or like some papers that you were trying to resolve. There could be a solution coming in around that time. Also, some of you Leos around this new moon are going to go on a holiday, okay? You could be going on a holiday with friends. We have Jupiter now direct in your 11th house, so you want to be more outgoing. But it's weird. You're going to be outgoing, but you also need your own space. So make sure that you take that space, because with so much water, people are going to be super highly sensitive. So you cannot be, you want to be around people, but then you're going to be a bit exhausted. So make sure that you take the space to recharge yourself. Yeah, some unexpected money or things that are coming your way. And this is true. Other resources, okay? Yeah, traveling by the end of the month. Let me get you a card. Climbing towards the ladder of success. So it's time to maybe get around and show people what you're doing. So networking, and yeah, telling people like, hey, I'm working on this project or I'm doing that. Like showing people what you are working on so they can spread the word about what you're doing. Venus will be retrograde in the 9th house by the end of the month on the 28th. This will bring, maybe you're going to go towards a place you've been before. rereading old books about culture, spirituality, but you're going to be very curious. Maybe you're going to dive into your old books or your old projects, and you're going to reread it and be inspired from that. Mars is going to be direct by the end of the month, 23rd. And thank God, because it was retrograde in your 12th house. That gives you quite low energy. So now you're going to feel a bit more energy. But honestly, it's going to be much better when it's going to go out of the 12th house, which is going to be more towards the end of March. Okay, if I say that correctly. All right. Anger, especially in money matters. So yeah, some of you have had some issues with a money situation and it maybe cost you some money. So there's gonna probably be some kind of resolution or solution. And this could be related to any type of papers, government, things like that. But also be aware with money related to holidays that you're booking or have booked. And some of you are a bit pissed about it. I think it's so healthy to be angry sometimes, you know, because if you're always trying to be so composed and so perfect, it's hard. I think it's nice to scream sometimes. Give it 5 minutes and then let it go. If you're staying in it, that's very bad and never hurt anyone. You should go outside to like a mountain and scream. It's really good. You should try it. I don't know. Taking a vacation physically or mentally. Yeah, some of you are going on a holiday, okay? Could be going back to a place where you've been before or something you always had in your mind. Like that's a place where I really want to go to. And yeah, you're going to take this trip most likely with a friend or with friends. So that's my message for you, my amazing Leo. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun and Rising. So we have this Aquarius season up until the 18th of February in your 6th house. And now Pluto is in the 6th house, okay? So make sure that your health is okay, because Pluto is going to point out the weakness in your body. So if you're feeling something is a bit off, and especially because Aquarius has to do with air, so lung area, breathing, things like that, go to the doctor. Make sure you check, you check yourself. And also you can combine that with knowing the root cause, because disease is dis-ease from something that you've experienced in your life, and that can make you, if you know what it is, you can let it go. And you know what? Some diseases or diseases you had can actually be gone. And I've literally had this a few times in my life where I had something, I figured out the root cause, but I'm definitely not against medicine, because that also saved my life one time. So you should always go check yourself. But after that, work on this pattern and you will see it will just flow away. Yeah. And also for some of you, a parasite cleanse, it's going to do miracles, really. Like it can really clean up your system, because so much is coming from the gut, and the gut can really, if that's healthy, your overall state of your body is going to be so much better. And you're going to be more clear-headed and all that stuff. So dive into that. It's going to be interesting. So we have a full moon in the sign of Leo on the 12th of February. It's going to be in your 12th house. It's squaring Uranus in the 9th house. So some of you want to go on a trip. You want to take a break. You need some relaxation. But you're going to feel a bit restless, okay? You might be going there. You could be working. Some of you are working online, and maybe work needs some of your attention sometimes. Yeah, some of you are maybe literally studying astrology, because Uranus in the 9th house can definitely bring something like this. But definitely it brings you an open mind and a huge curiosity. But around this full moon, it can make you a bit restless, and then it's going to be a bit harder to sleep. After that, after the 18th, we have Pisces season, and on the 27th, we're going to have this new moon in Pisces in the 7th house, and also the North Node now is in the 7th house, so there's going to be a massive focus on partnerships, and the South Node is in the 1st house, so it's like less focus on you, more focus on partnerships. And with Saturn there, it was a bit difficult, it requires hard work, but now you're gonna have a bit of a boost, right? This could also be a business partnership, like a creative business partnership, things like that. And yeah, maybe you need some more work to get stuff done, but it's gonna work out with now the good planets pushing you. If you are single, you're ready to let go some old patterns, and you're gonna work towards, how can I meet the right person for me? And I know, Virgo, you're very much a hermit. You're very much someone that, you know, a lot of you are perfectly fine being single, like, you know, okay, that's fine by me, but keep your mind and eyes open, because you might meet someone and this could be a very spiritual person. With Saturn in the 7th house, I would wait until Saturn at least goes to your 8th house if you want to get married, right? Especially for Virgo risings. And not to mention, by the end of the month, Venus in the 8th house will make a beautiful aspect with Jupiter in the 10th. So some kind of investment could be paying off, or someone is investing in something that you want to do. However, after the 28th, because Venus is stationing retrograde, I wouldn't do any new investment, okay? This is something from the past, nothing new, no new investments doing. Okay, I stopped speaking clearly. No doing. Anyways, Jupiter's direct after the 3rd of February, so work is gonna be great. Work, there are gonna be a lot of work opportunities, especially if you're in a communicative job, or if you are, if you're online, or you're doing something related to communication, you're a journalist, things like that, you could really have some amazing boost and some amazing opportunities coming your way, or you're just getting a bit more recognition from authority figures that are really noticing you. Mars now, after the 23rd, is going to station direct, so any anger or problems you've had with friends, that will kind of dissolve or be less, okay? So this could be past friendships, but there could have been some anger about friendships in your life that you needed to resolve, you needed to forgive, or you need to forgive, because we still have Mars retrograde up until the 23rd. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So you're working towards your goals, right? Like I said, it's not a great time for investments or anything, releasing anything related to money or beauty, because we're gonna have Venus stationing retrograde. Just to make sure, if this is something new, if you're already doing a job, there's no problem, okay? This is just for new things. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So there could be a partnership where you're gonna really, it's gonna awaken some kind of creativity in you and spiritual, you could have a spiritual awakening through a very beautiful connection. Guaranteed success, so keep going, especially with work, and keep your eyes open for a potential relationship, okay? But I would recommend not to get married yet with Saturn in the 7th house. I would wait until that's passed. Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Virgo. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we're gonna have Aquarius season in your 5th house up until the 18th of February. And this is going to be about your hobbies, okay? It's going to be about your hobbies, and also there are some huge lessons in romance, and this has been going on for a while with Chiron in the 7th house and Pluto in the 5th, and then we have Venus in the 7th in Aries. That's going to station retrograde by the end of this month on the 28th, okay? Nothing to fear. Okay, nothing to be scared of. South Node is out of your sign, which is very good when it comes to relationships, but you had to overcome a lot of lessons. So separate from your partner. You know, if you and your partner are completely fine, then there's nothing to heal, right? But it's more about you, self-love, and how you're standing up for yourself. And what are you looking for in a relationship? Even if you're single, you've been really taking off layer by layer and coming closer to what it is that you exactly want. So yeah, some of you have been going through a breakup, but for others, you are becoming more clear about what it is you want and what it is you don't want, okay? Mars is retrograde up until the 23rd in your 10th house. Then it's going to station direct. So any troubles or any irritations or difficulty when it comes to your job or your work is going to be kind of resolved. Plus, we have a whole bunch of planets in your 6th house during the end of the month with this new moon in Pisces, okay? We're going to have a full moon in Leo. I didn't finish that one on the 12th of February. And it's in a square with Uranus in the 8th. So there could be some, you know, watch out with speculations or lotteries or things like that. Like it could give you unexpected reward, but it could also be the other way around. So don't spend too much. Keep it small, keep it simple, and also do not share too many secrets about what you're doing with your friends, okay? Yeah, and Jupiter is direct in the 9th house. So some of you are going to travel this month. Could be traveling overseas, could be backpacking, learning something, because Jupiter in Gemini loves to socialize, loves to learn. So maybe you're learning something, doing a workshop while traveling. New job opportunities definitely could be there, or really having a breakthrough when it comes to your work. There might be some good news about your health as well by the end of this month. My lovely Libras. Okay, someone you know is undependable and insincere. So some of you have been dealing a little bit with someone that maybe wasn't as stable or wasn't able to be the friend that you needed them to be. But yeah, I'm getting a female. So this could be you as well. Yeah, that anger is gonna, you know, especially when Mars is direct, it's time to forgive, because sometimes people act out of desperation and, you know, they just don't feel very well. So I always try to think like they are doing that because they're not feeling well. And yeah, I'm sending them blessings. Yeah. Waiting for news, a package or a letter. So you might be waiting for some news. And this could be news regarding to a job. You will receive a gift. Or some of you getting even a gift. So I mean, you're going to go through some pretty good times very soon, especially with traveling. If you want to teach something, this is also a massive opportunity coming for you, Libra. So, yeah, overall, a good month. This could be a month where you're going to be super creative. So if you have any creative ideas or things that you can use in your job, follow your intuition, and people might be quite impressed with the ideas that you're coming with. So anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Libras. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below if this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. So let's continue with Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, the month of February will start off in your 4th house. And not only will there be the Sun in Aquarius, but also Pluto now is in your 4th house in the sign of Aquarius. And this means that there's going to be a huge transformation when it comes to your family situation. So there might be some maybe secrets coming up. Some old wounds or pains might be coming to the surface that really need to be released at this time. So if you're working on your traumas, if you're working on healing, this is the perfect time to do so. And there was one time a really good comment that I got from a guru that told me, like, you know, if you want to heal your family, focus on your own healing. It is best to not try to change other people because they are responsible for, you know, for their life path. So work on your own healing, and when you need to have boundaries, it's really important that you set good boundaries. And when you heal, actually your whole ancestral family line or your lineage is going to heal with you. Okay. Same with housing. Okay. Housing situation. There might be some stuff coming up there, and you're gonna maybe even drastically change the way you're living. So you could have been living in an apartment in the city and you want to live in the nature. So you might just suddenly shift where you want to live. Maybe you want to live in a community or do something completely different from what or where it was that you were living before. Then we're gonna have a full moon in a sign of Leo, and it's gonna make a square with Uranus in the 7th house. And this could be some unexpected news in the job situation, but also if you're working together with a business partner, there could be some unexpected disruption happening. Maybe you need to be there for your partner and it's going to be hard because your job needs you as well. So it might be that you need to make some kind of decision, okay? But this will only be around this new moon on the 12th of February, okay? Also, try not to bring the tensions of family to work or bring it to your partner, because that could create all the tension, right? Because there's things coming from different directions. But yeah, that would be only around the 12th. Then after the 18th, we're going towards Pisces season, which actually is very positive for your creativity. It's in the house of hobbies, and you know, your creative skills are going to be off the roof. So with Pisces there, you would like to work on your own and create behind the scenes. And now with the South Node in Virgo in your 11th house, you're like, you know, I love my friends. I really love spending time with them, but I would like to focus now on my skills, on my projects, and I kind of want to be at home, or I want to be away and spend time by myself to really improve them. And also it's a time for you to focus on romance, on your children. So this year in general, or the upcoming 2 years, you're going to be a little bit less outgoing, less connected to your community, and you're going to be more connected with your children, your partner. And if you're single, you could be, you know, maybe be dating, but you are looking for something long lasting there with Saturn in the 5th house. So you're not going to date to just, you know, you're going to date for the long term. That is your plan. And if you're single and you're not looking, then this is the time to create and to use your spirituality. So meditation, walk in nature, and especially with Pisces, swimming is amazing, okay? And we have so many planets in this water element of Pisces, and that can really impact you in a positive way, because if you're a Sun, Moon, rising Scorpio around 9 degrees, this new moon is going to give you a huge boost, okay? It's going to give you some kind of lucky break or a really good idea that it's going to bring something towards you in the long run, okay? And the more spiritual you are, or the more connected you are through meditation, the more you can create. Jupiter now also stationed direct, and this means that there could be some lucky breaks coming in with money, text papers, there could be some good news if you're in a court case or things like that. There might be some good news coming in for you. Venus will station retrograde by the end of the month on the 28th in your 6th house. So be aware of your health, okay? Take a look at your health, especially your chest area. That something doesn't feel right, make sure to go to a doctor. And at the same time, on the long term, you can look at maybe what is the cause of this, right? What is the cause of my pain? What is the cause of my illness? And as some of you know, I also had a heart problem, and in 2020 I was in the hospital for that, and I realized where it came from, and I went off medicine on my own. Please don't do that unless you're very sure. You know, I've done a lot of healings in my life, and I got a agreement from my guides that I can stop, and you know, I always have to be careful that it doesn't come back. So I have to work on this pattern. But since I have better boundaries and I stopped over giving, going against my own heart, giving love to myself, because Venus is the planet of love, my heart was doing a lot better. It was a lot happier. So also, Mars retrograde will be until the 23rd in your 9th house. So I would say if you can postpone traveling until after the 23rd, it would be a bit better, because even with Mars retrograde, when you're traveling, you might be going back somewhere, but it's maybe not as fun or as what you kind of expected it to be. And when Mars is direct, you usually have a little bit of more positive outcome when it comes to traveling, especially when it's in the 9th house, okay? So that's my no, I need to get some cards. I almost forgetting. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. So sometimes you might be feeling like things are not going quick enough, fast enough, and that's because of the retrogrades that we have. So now most planets are direct, and maybe you want to work towards something, but it's maybe not the right time yet. So the universe might be holding you back and saying, you know, polish your skills first and then go to the next steps. Hidden secrets can harm you. And this is very much related to Pluto in the 4th house. And this could be even secrets that you're carrying yourself, like things you didn't know. So you're going to be made aware of a lot of things that can transform you and make you also more stable and stronger in your own skin. Because Scorpio, you're such an intuitive sign, right? Like you're really, you're seeing things for what they really are, like a little bit sooner. And then people are like, why are you so pissed off? Or why are you so suspicious? Because you have this piercing X-ray scanner and you kind of see things quite quickly. And you need to give people time sometimes to catch up and see the same thing, right? Spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So you are very much protected. And successful outcome to your problems. So whatever problems are coming up or came up or coming up in the month of February, they're going to be a solution for that, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. If you like this channel, subscribe to it, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this Aquarius season in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is everything to do with communication and traveling and transport. And now you also have Pluto there. So it's going to be highlighted, right, during this Aquarius season up until the 18th. So if you are buying a vehicle around this time, just make sure to double check it. And also if you're traveling, right, this could be trips that are bringing massive transformation, okay? They're doing something to you that it's gonna make you see the world in a different way, especially in Aquarius, right? This is a very humanitarian, a very global sign. And if you're interested in learning about, I don't know, AI or the internet, like doing stuff with websites, you could be like, I love Pluto in the 3rd house because it makes you obsessed on certain subjects, and you could actually become an expert in some kind of subject. So use this obsessive energy to study something, okay? This is how I got into astrology. When Pluto went in my 3rd house, I became totally obsessed with astrology and I wanted to learn everything. And it's an obsession that is good because it makes you really good in a certain subject. So use that. Then we're going to have a full moon on the 12th of February 2025, which is going to be in your 9th house. And some of you are, again, you're going to travel around the 12th or at the beginning of the month, but around the 12th, it could be that if you're traveling, work is going to be calling in. Can you check this? Or clients are coming in. Hey, can you double check this or that or that? If you're working online, you could be needing to get your laptop during your trip and you need to do some work. Mars is retrograde up until the 23rd in your 8th house. So make sure to get your taxes done, your papers, that everything is in order and that there are no more surprises. So it's going to go back and see what has been overlooked. This could be related to, I don't know, a certain pension or insurance company. They could be calling you like, hey, can you revise that? Or can you do your car papers or things like that and get everything in order? Then we have this new moon in Pisces on the 4th house. And this will happen on the 27th of February at 9 degrees. And this is really maybe about spending time with your family. And with Saturn in the 4th house, there could have been less contact with family, but you're going to get a lot of answers about your roots, and there could be some positive insight about your family. At the same time, it could be you wanting to spend time alone, secluded, no other people, coming to yourself. You could be meditating from home because the North Node now is with Neptune in the 4th house. So this is time for you to work on your ancestral patterns, work on your family cycles, and you could be removing a lot of subconscious patterns by spending time alone in the house. If you're buying a house now, I honestly wouldn't recommend it until Saturn is out of the 4th house. And also we have Neptune and the North Node. So it could make you pink colored glasses. Things are not very clear. So if you do need to move or you do want to move, make sure that you have someone with you that can double check everything. But, you know, with Mars retrograde in the 8th house, even the lawyer could overlook something. So make sure that you hire someone after the 23rd if you can. An exciting event. So there might be some news coming in that is changing a lot of things for you. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So maybe you need to be secluded in your house, in your home to get stuff done. And some of you are literally gonna start working from home because the South Node in the 10th house could be saying like, I don't want to go to the office anymore, or I don't want to work outside of the home. I want to work from inside of the home. It's also could have to do with working with houses or with families, right? Changing your career or your career path. Venus, by the end of the month, will station retrograde in the 5th house. So some of you are bringing up projects from the past, but also there could be contact from maybe love from the past, or someone you used to date could be coming back. Is this someone that is serious that you still have to see? Because new relationships not very often start during Venus retrograde, because usually they come back to resolve something. But if Venus is direct and it's still going and it's still good and healthy, then it means you are meant to reunite with each other. You have Jupiter in the 7th house, so you are in a love cycle, at least up until June 2025. You're going to be in a love cycle. So if you're looking for love, then open your eyes, because you could definitely meet someone that is there for the long term. But I would say even better before Venus retrograde or after, on the 14th of April. Beware of greed. So it could be greed of food, eating too much, drinking too much. This is very much Pisces related. And it doesn't really necessarily is greed. It's like being a bit indulgent, you know. I want to feel good, so I'm going to eat a bit too much, drink a bit too much, or, you know, just be careful with that. Do not back down from oppositions to show strength and fortitude. So Sagittarius, maybe you need to stand up for yourself. Maybe there's a need to stand up for yourself. And yeah, show people like, hey, you can not get, you know, you need to back off a little bit because I am not appreciating that. So you can definitely stand up for yourself. Also with Mars in the 8th house. There are some things that you maybe need to deal with, and it could bring up some anger regarding situations from the past, because Cancer is very much related to the past. So it's all about resolving that, resolving old cycles. This could be related to sexuality as well, true intimacy. There is a bit of more distance with intimacy, especially with Mars retrograde, because there is less passion, less energy. So in general, people are a bit slower, right? So don't feel guilty about that. But yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. So let's look at Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of February 2025. So we're starting off for you with Aquarius season, which will happen in your 2nd house of self-worth and money. So now there is more emphasis on how you value yourself, and you might have to go through some extremes. So overvaluing yourself and undervaluing yourself. And there are going to be some lessons here, you know. What are you going to do with little money, and what are you going to do with too much money? It's about finding the best midway. Then we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Leo, which will happen in your 8th house. This has to do with your money, right? It's in an opposition with Aquarius. So money, and there's a square with Uranus. So there might be unexpected money coming in or going out regarding, it could be even gambling or children, or so watch out with overspending on like lottery things, right? But yeah, there could be good news coming in, or it could be going out. So just be careful with that. So on children, it could be on creative products. So maybe you want to buy things for your hobbies, and it could cost a little bit more than you expected it to be. Some of you are also learning and studying something, something artistic, something creative that you're learning. You could be going back to certain books that maybe they're somewhere in the dust. You're going to grab them again. You could finish a study that you maybe still want to finish, or maybe you just want to reread old things that you might have forgotten, or you didn't need to remind yourself to to improve certain skills, but especially studying things regarding your creativity, music, spirituality. That's going to be very important for you. Also, this could be a time for traveling, so that would be after the 18th of February. Jupiter now is direct in the 6th house, so there might be some good news with work. You're gonna have more clients maybe, or it's just gonna go really well with colleagues and you're just having a great time at work. Mars is retrograde up until the 23rd of February. So up until then, there might be some irritations with your romantic partner, but also with a business partner. There could be, if you're collaborating, right? But yeah, there could be some irritations coming up. And if you're single, this could be related to past relationships, because Cancer is very much related to the past as well. And you're resolving this anger. You could do this through forgiveness. You could do this through letting go of this anger. Whatever you need to do some sports, find some healthy ways you can let this go. And then Venus will station retrograde by the end of the month on the 28th in your 4th house. So you're gonna find new ways to love yourself. And also you're gonna figure out maybe what it is you lacked from your own family when it comes to self-love, or when it comes to love, and now you're gonna give that to yourself, right? Because we all had certain expectations and maybe you didn't always get what you deserved or what you would have wanted. So now it's time to give that to yourself and to treat yourself the way you would like to be treated by others. Because if everyone is a reflection of you, don't you think that you will be treated better if you treat yourself better, right? And this relates so much to also self-respect. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So look at that, Capricorn. You're going through this super transformation, and it's gonna bring in a lot of, you're gonna peel off a lot of layers. Also, if you thought you couldn't study or you thought you couldn't do something, you're gonna kind of push yourself forward to get over these obstacles. And emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So deep down, you're looking for this stability, this nest, and this could be being okay with your own family, but also being okay with your self-made family, right? The security, like what is security for you? What is family to you? These are things that you're going to think about. We have a secret admirer. So there could be someone behind the scenes that's creeping up on you a little bit. This could be someone from the past, right? Especially with Venus retrograde, Mars retrograde. When something is unfinished, sometimes people coming back. And does not want to say it cannot work out. I always say wait until after the Mars is direct or Venus is direct to see what is the real, is this real or not? Because it's just giving more clarity. Dealings or relationship with a younger man. Well, this could be you or this could be the other person. Great personal sorrow. So some of you are going through some old pains, letting go. And I think crying is just so good. I'm all about expressing yourself, you know. I think it's really important to express your emotions, because if you're gonna stuff it in your body and you're gonna be overly positive or overly negative and you don't want to feel too much, it's gonna come back at some point, right? Like an explosion. So it's good to feel things in the moment. I'm getting 2 cards that someone is stubborn. I don't know if that's you or if that's someone that you're working with or someone that you're dealing with. Someone that has a difficulty changing, okay? And Capricorn, sometimes it's hard to change someone that doesn't want to change, right? Like if you're trying to make your partner change or trying to... because you always want the best for people. So you're gonna be like, you know, I want them to change. I want them to do this for me or that. And that would be the ideal situation, of course. But if that person is not on that level yet, it's going to be really hard to convince them. And it's going to take a lot of energy from you. So it's important that you focus on you. With Venus retrograde, go on the inside and see what makes you happy. And if people change with you, amazing. And if they don't, then it's really not on you, right? It's really not on you. You tried your best, and it's not good to linger and stay in something, because you might actually stop your own life from progressing, right? So anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, happy birthday, first of all, for my February Aquarius. I hope you're gonna have an amazing time. You are in such a huge transformation, right? But if your birthday is in February, you're not dealing with Pluto yet. That will be in many more years, right? The early February ones a bit sooner, but the later your birthday, the longer it's gonna be. But it could be on your Mercury, for example. So in general, there will be a bit of a focus on transformation, especially regarding your identity. So who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want to represent? And where do I want to go? So you're going to ask yourself a lot of questions in not only now, but in the upcoming time, but especially during your season in January and February. It's going to be very focused on what is it that you want. And also we have a full moon in the sign of Leo on the 12th of February, which is going to be in your 7th house of partnerships, romantic relationships. And it's also making a square with the 4th house. So it could be a sudden move for a partner, with a partner, or from a partner. It could be that something triggers a change in where you would like to live, or maybe you're gonna move because you're like, this place is not good for romance for me, or you want to maybe move location for that. Jupiter is now direct in the 5th house, so in general dating is good if you want to, but Venus will station retrograde by the end of the month. Okay, so very important, if you meet someone during that time, see how it goes after Venus stations direct, because that's gonna tell you a lot more. So yeah, there will be a lot of transformation, a lot of changes, and up until the 23rd, Mars will be retrograde in the 6th house in the sign of Cancer. And after the 23rd, you're gonna have more energy, okay? You're gonna feel that the energy is shifting. Up until then, watch your health, okay? It's very important to watch your health. You could be having a bit more headaches. There could be something with bladder, so bladder infection, things like that could be coming up. Or just anger towards work. Is this something that I want to do? Or you're just going to be a little bit more irritated when it comes to work. Be gentle with yourself, especially after the 23rd. This will go a bit better. And by the end of the month, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Pisces in the 2nd house. And this will be related to your money. So there could be some lucky break when it comes to money. You could be finding a new way of making income. And Saturn in the 2nd house has kind of been repressing your income, making you work hard for it. But there could be some relief and release there, okay? And with the South Node in the 8th house, you're going to focus more on making your own money rather than working with someone or doing some collaboration. You're gonna have this need to make your own money. So they're gonna come some ideas. And with Jupiter in the 5th house, it could be that you're working on something creative. So maybe something creative you want to make your a hobby you would like to make your job. Money or property through inheritance, winning, or windfall. So definitely there are going to be new ideas, new things that are going to make you money. Romance is in the air. So it could be, you know, if you are married or something like that, you're gonna want to spend more time together and do something romantic, right? Do something fun, do something romantic. And I know Valentine is coming up in February. I completely forgot to talk about it in the video, because I think you should celebrate whenever you feel like it. It shouldn't be on a specific day. But this is not just romance with a person, right? Because you are figuring out that love starts within and love starts with you. And with Venus there going retrograde by the end of the month in the 3rd house, you're going to focus on how to love your own voice and how to communicate more efficiently. You could be reading old books from the past or studying something from the past, but you're going to learn how to love almost how you speak, right? And to love the things you have to say. Like, why aren't you speaking up more often or share your ideas with people if you're not doing that? So there could be some communication as well with siblings. Maybe you want to talk about a different type of subjects, and that could give you in return new ideas. Like, you used to love this, why aren't you doing that anymore? So going back to that. Yeah, so that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you this month, well, first of all, happy birthday to my early birthday sun sign, Pisces. This is going to be quite a big year for you because, as you know, when there is the solar return, it is the imprint of the whole year, and there's so much water energy, so much energy in your sign. It's going to be a very creative, intuitive year. And yeah, this month is very similar for many signs because it's so much Pisces energy. But for you especially, it's going to enhance your qualities even more. Okay, so you're going to want to express yourself more and really be in tune with the direction you want to go. So it's almost like you're going to get this intuitive flashes and insight on which direction you need to go. And a lot of you are moving, okay, redecorating the house, moving, especially after the 3rd of February. Jupiter will be direct in the 4th house. So time to sell or buy a house. And I would really recommend that almost before Venus retrograde in the 2nd house, okay? Because Venus retrograde will be between the 28th of February until the 14th of April. So after that would be a good time as well. But you're going in this time of Venus retrograde, you're going to explore a lot of money management. You're gonna look at maybe ways you used to make money, and maybe you could go back to some of the things you used to do that worked well. And also you're going to revalue yourself. So finding, like, how do I value myself? Like, should I ask for more money? How much should I charge? How much salary should I ask? But it's not the time to take action during Venus retrograde. It's time to just reevaluate and see where maybe you could ask or earn more money from, okay? And if that's in alignment with how you're feeling, because you are working a lot on your identity and how you want to come across, and you want to be as authentic as possible. And Saturn was helping you to get there, but now you're getting a boost, especially with this new moon, which is at 9 degrees. So if you have a 9 degree Sun, Moon, or Rising, that's gonna set a whole new intention. And it's a great day to manifest and to put your attentions up in the air, because it's a very spiritual month. We have Mars retrograde in the 5th house, so any anger towards past lovers, even your kids, there could be some irritability there, will be removed after the 23rd, and you're gonna have more energy to move forward and go after the things that you want to do. However, I recommend launching something completely new after Venus retrograde, so after the 14th. There's a lot of focus on you this year and this month especially. It's really about how you're feeling, how you want to express yourself. But as you know, during Venus retrograde, it's not a good time to do any super beauty things. So surgeries, big beauty surgeries, plastic surgery, crazy haircuts. Like if you want to cut off a little bit, no problem. But no crazy changes after the 28th, okay? You can do it before, but not after. South Node is now in the 7th house. This could reconnect you with someone from the past, or could let a partner go, someone that's no longer suiting you. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead because there's so much water. It's really time to go with the flow. It's not time to control. Okay, so maybe some wish was denied because there's something better for you. Sometimes we think that what we want is what we need, or what, you know, but sometimes you need something that is not what you thought you needed, right? And then the wish comes. That's so crazy. These are the opposite cards of each other. But yeah, it's going to be a very transformational month. September, I'm getting, that's gonna change a lot for you, especially when it comes to love. Great passion. So follow your passion this month, and there will be a lot of changes, but don't control. Let it come to you and work in the moment. Don't launch anything new until after, you know, Mars retrograde and Venus retrograde. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Pisces. I wish you an amazing month. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, thank you.